Hi, Mega Moms. We are live with Miss Lauren Taylor. And if you guys don't know, Lauren had some amazing stuff to share Saturday. You said, what did you say? Raw and unfiltered with Lauren.
Raw, real, and uncensored. That's for sure.
Oh, there you go. Raw, real.
You're so sweet to call it amazing.
Well, what I thought was amazing about it, I'm just going to hit record so we can get this. I don't want to miss it. What I thought was amazing about it, Lauren, was you were transparent. And I think, we see on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm guilty of it myself. We want to show our best self, right? Mm-hmm. Someone wants to show the realness. And but you got real with us. So tell me about Saturday and where you were at.
Oh my God. So if you're anything like me, well, if you're a mom, maybe you just went through this, but I just went through 8 weeks of summers with my kids, and I made the commitment. I was like, you know what? Post all of these camps and like throwing them out there. I want to like spend some quality time as a family, right? So we went to Arizona as a family. We went camping a couple of days, but largely it was a long time to be home together. And during that time period, if you're a working mom like we are, right, I can't just take all that time off of my business. So obviously keeping my programs running the course. I'm the founder of a military referral network called PCS Pay It Forward. I am your innovative agent. I run a VR platform for agents who help you virtual house hunt, and I do my own real estate transactions here in San Diego. So it's kind of a lot. Anyway, I just hit my breaking point. One of my biggest frustrations, and I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but it's like as soon as I feel like I have, let's say like if I'm moving 5 trains down the track, right? Like my business, my marriage, my kids, my house, and my own personal well-being. As soon as I focus on one or another, one train seems to fall off the track. And unfortunately, I've gotten really out of shape over the last couple of years. So this summer I was like, hey, I'm gonna start working out again, which I've been very diligent about. I've been eating really well, but that means that literally my house fell apart. Like I actually gave, if you're in the Mega Moms community, you can watch it. I literally gave a tour of my shelves that like my kids have like stacked their Nerf guns on top of, and there's just crap in baskets all over the place.
I love that. Hashtag crap in baskets.
Literally hashtag crap in baskets. And then literally like the one area of my house I just refuse to go to anymore is my garage. Like I clean my garage once a month, hands down. But earlier in the summer, we lost, God bless her soul, one of our baby guinea pigs to heat here in San Diego, which is almost unheard of. So I was forced to move the other guinea pig into the garage, and just mayhem has ensued. It's just, I can't. I just can't. That's real. That's literally where I was on Saturday.
But I think we are all there. If not on a regular basis. I think we have all been where you're at. The house falling apart. I'm gaining weight. I'm in a diet bet right now, and I think I've gained 2 pounds.
Oh, girl, that's the other
4 weeks. I know.
In my quest to get healthy, and like I'm eating like egg whites with like spinach, and I've given up wine for the most part. But here's the thing: like I lost literally a half a pound in 8 weeks. Now, mind you, I just weighed in this morning. I'm down 2.5% body fat. Super good. But like, it was so demotivating. It's like, I'd rather be fat and drink wine and be in a clean house then. If I have to choose between them, which it seems like I have to, then I'm going to choose wine and cleanliness.
Right. Well, so, I'm just saying we're all there, but why do we feel this need? This is what I want to talk about with you. Why do we feel this need to have constant perfection, to have the perfect home, the perfect husband, the perfect kids, perfect body, perfect everything? It's not real.
No, it's not. I don't know where it comes from. For me, I've always been a competitive person, and it's not necessarily I'm comparing myself to other people. In my business in real estate, I was. Like many of you know, I grew a team here in San Diego. I had like 7 agents. We were killing it, climbing the charts, like top 5%, top 3%. And I literally just blew up my business this year. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to be a team anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I want to work individually with clients. I want to do 1/4 of the business I did last year. And I don't know like why. I think honestly for me, a part of wanting to make that big change was like, why this isn't important to me.
Right.
Like to be considered we are mega moms, obviously, right? Like, because we're badasses, but
Right.
like, I don't need to be a mega agent. I don't need to make $1 million a year to be successful for my family and for my life. And that was like a big realization for me.
Well, and it's like what we talk about, mega mom doesn't mean that you have to be a mega agent. And what is a mega
Here
agent?
comes Hurricane Shane.
Oh, hi, Shane.
Shane, can you please go finish I'll give you a lollipop.
He's like, no.
Mommy's doing this. I need you to go, okay? You promised me.
But we don't have to be, we don't have to do 100 transactions, 150 transactions. It comes back down to the why. And I think if we can all kind of remember what is the reason, why are we doing this in the first place? What are we trying to accomplish? Yes, we use that to motivate us to lead generate or whatever. It all goes back to what is your why and what are you doing to get there?
Totally. I think also one of the issues with the why is that we, unlike any other creature in this universe, seem to suffer from something that is hereditary to women who have children called mom guilt. Yeah. And my mom guilt has reared its ugly head in my business so many times.
Right.
But for me, it was never I feel bad because I can't do everything. I know I'm a better mom when I, have something I'm working on, when I'm being productive for myself, or I get personal gratification. But for me, it was always a why moment. Like, why am I feeling guilty about this? Is it because I'm putting something in front of my family that shouldn't necessarily be as important? I want to hit, 150 transactions this year. Why?
Right.
Because I don't want to see my kids at all, because I want the money, because, there's something to be said for balance and stability. But I think unfortunately in our business, there is also this fear that it could end tomorrow like that. So it's like, why it's here, you got to take it off, right?
Right.
But that can cause a huge amount of issues, not only in your personal life, but also like personally in terms of burnout. I mean, right. I'd love to say that I didn't go through a bit of burnout, but I'm 4 years in and I'm like, you know what? I need to change this to be a sustainable marathon, not a short-term sprint.
Yeah. And asking yourself that question, why? What is the reason? Is it my ego? Is it because Sally Joe is doing better in her business, so I think I must be, should do that too? I mean,
but here's the thing, Sally Joe's goals are different than my goals.
Exactly.
That I think is difficult because we live in a comparative society. We're always seeing, she had closed 5 homes on Facebook, or he did this, or he has a new office, or bought a new Maserati, or whatever it may be. But it's like our goals or our success is a reflection of how well we meet our personal goals. You changing your goals to reflect what's important to someone else does no service to you. So like if you're one of those women who are unhappy in your business right now, or in your life or in your marriage or whatever it may be, one of the things you can do is take a step back and take stock and say, okay, let's go back to the foundational level. What's actually important to me? Like,
exactly.
If I'm not happy, maybe it's because what I'm trying to do something that ultimately doesn't bring value to my life.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have developed a system around that. And I kind of took it from several different things I have read, like The One Thing, The 12-Week Year, Chalene Johnson's Push Journal. You name it. There's a lot of different books out there that cover this topic, but we took all these different systems and combined them into something that would be relatable for real estate moms, right?
Yes.
And I call it the leverage goal. And so basically what you do is we give you, I think it's 10 different categories of your life, and you rate those. One being that category of your life totally sucks, and 10 means it's awesome. So like, for instance, environment, that would be like your house or your car, or, the places you spend your time. How would you rate that? How would you rate your spirituality or, spiritual well-being, your family time, your marriage or romance? I mean, we go through all these different categories, and it's in the inner circle. I know you're in there, so just log into your member area.
I'm like super pumped to do this, by the way.
You need to do it. I broke them down into like 2 or 3 different minute videos. And so you watch the video, it ends, you do the exercise, and then you go on to the next thing and it gives you the next step. But what it's going to reveal for you is what is your priority based on your own assessment of your life, not my assessment of your life, not your husband's or your mom's, but your assessment of your life. What is your priority? And then we're going to establish goals around that priority that's going to help you feel better about that area of your life. And what's the cool thing is you cannot, I mean, this really drives it home. You can't focus on all 10 areas at the same time.
Yes.
So you have to be okay with, okay, I'm going to focus on this area of my life. And here's the cool thing about that is once you reach, you accomplish your goals in that area, maintenance is a whole lot easier than totally rebuilding, so that's kind of my philosophy. So, let's say it's exercising or whatever, or eating right. Okay, so you're going to focus on that for 12 weeks and you're going to accomplish your goals, and then you're just going to go on in maintenance. I mean, how much easier is that?
I'm like super stoked about this. I'm super stoked because I feel like anything that's like about my goals, right, is so much more important than like the self-perceived goals that are kind of pushed on us. And I don't know if you and I had talked about this, but like when I was younger, I was a financial advisor before I got into real estate. Yeah, my license date was like the day Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac went under, blah, blah, blah. It's my elevator speech, right? But one of the things that was really difficult for me in this business is that our culture in our office was very much so about like them setting goals for you and then you striving to reach them, which every single day just made me feel like I was not a valuable person. I was not performing high enough until I realized, wow, they want me to reach these goals because like they are financially benefiting off of me reaching them, right?
Yes.
So like, I think that this course that you put together would be absolutely amazing for any women out there who are really struggling with, okay, not only what's important to me, but have I sat down with like a mentor or my broker or my husband who has put expectations of growth in my business, in my life, whatever it may be, on me. And let's talk about what's important to me versus what's important to the people around me, because those are two different things. And then if we can understand that better, hopefully just be able to balance it better and maybe even find some like strong verbiage for ourselves to say, you know what, that's just not something I'm focusing on right now. So opposed to having a breakdown in front of, 17,000 mega moms on Facebook.
You were inspiring, and I think you opened a dialogue. Like, I think that was a good thing that you did that, really.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we can all relate to where you are or where you were, and and knowing how to get past it. Like I shared with you before we went live, my house is a disaster, and I'm not a good cook, and so I just realized, what, I know what my strength is, what my one thing is, and it's not folding towels. Yeah. So what I do is I went ahead and I hired a assistant to work for me 10 hours a week. And I call her assistant because she'll clean my house for me. She'll do whatever I need her to do. She'll go to the grocery store.
Opposed to doing like an hour. So I'm actually very interested in this. So opposed to doing like a maid. So here in Southern California, a maid will cost you anywhere between like $120 to $150 to come clean your house one time. So opposed to doing that, you found someone who's more like, feels like a house manager. It's not about like completing this task for this amount of money. It's about you completing tasks for this set amount of time, which is freaking brilliant.
She's like part of the family now, so she'll clean my car for me if I need her to. She'll clean my offices if I need her to. She'll stage a house for me because she's pretty versatile. I love her.
So how did you find her? Because there's a lot of moms right now. They're like, I need her.
Well, okay, here's the thing that worked out really well with this lady is I provided a consistent job for her every week with consistent hours. And we, agreed on a price for that. And, if I have her do something additional, then I'll pay her extra. But I don't know. I mean, it's something I wanted for a while, and I just kept looking and asking around, and, just really happened upon her. I can't tell you a secret way to find somebody like that.
Well, I think even just bring it to your network, right? I mean, or like on next door in your neighborhood community, there's a lot of moms whose kids just went back to school and they don't want to go find a full-time job, but they love a little extra cash. And it's like, shoot, absolutely. Like
10 hours a week, just these are all the different types of tasks that you'll do. And anyway, I feel blessed for sure, but it helps because I'm not going to say that my house is always immaculate, even with her helping. But I know when I come home today, because my house was a mess when I left, it's going to be clean when I go home, and I don't have to stress about it.
It's just so funny to me because we were just chatting about this, and my girlfriend, I was speaking at an event back in Denver, and I'm looking out in the audience, and I'm seeing 85% men, 15% women, and talking about the struggles of building a successful business, making time for yourself, taking care of the kids, taking care of your husband, all of these things, right, is just something that isn't necessarily always discussed in the men's world. Right. And I was like, what is the big difference? Why do they not feel the stress? And I recently saw a video on Facebook, and it was the woman interviewing the guys, so, you're a dad and you work. How do you balance that? And the guy's like, I've never been asked that before. But anyway, I realized the big difference is that the majority of them have wives at home who are doing these things for them. And it's even as the potential breadwinner of my family, I'm still in charge of dentist appointments, doctor's appointments. It doesn't shift as much as maybe we would consider it should be in a gender equal society.
Right.
Quotes around gender and around equal at the same time.
Right.
But you hired yourself a wife. That's what I love.
Yeah. Well, I am not I don't want my husband to be in there cooking or the domestic stuff, I guess, that I'm in charge of. Mainly because I don't think I would like what he did anyway. So, but he can do his thing. I don't have to mow the grass, and I don't have to whatever.
But that's the benefits of being a dual income family, or it's supposed to be, right? That's the other thing is that I feel like we have a huge amount of guilt as working moms of the responsibilities we choose to outsource, but that's supposed to be the benefits of a dual working family.
Exactly.
A gardener and a pool guy and a maid that comes, so that way you can focus on the higher level things that you're doing. And so why do we feel guilty about that too? Jess, we need to bring on a therapist. I
think you're right. I need to find a therapist to interview on this show.
Why? Sure. Yeah. Can I be on here with her? We'll do a triangle therapy.
Yeah.
But why is it that I still want to mow my lawn? Why is it that I still want to clean my own house?
Yeah, so you have an issue with outsourcing, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, I've always had an issue with outsourcing.
Because you think you can do it better.
I don't know. To me, it's always a cost value conversation. So we talk about hiring a maid, right? And I'm just gonna get straight up honest with you people. It's not that I'm cheap. I'm just way too practical with my money. Is this live on Facebook outside of the group?
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's on the
I'll share something inside the group when we're done here. But there's another thing that I would like to spend money on, but I just can't in my practicality. I went from being in college, first of all, I got a full ride scholarship to play volleyball at Fairfield University. Whoop, whoop, go Snags. And while I was there, I was like, well, gosh, if I'm here and I'm getting a free education, I might as well get 2 degrees. So I double majored and I triple minored, right? So that's just kind of who I am. And then I got out of school. I'm totally overachiever. And then the market fell out. And I'm like, well, if I have $5,000, I shouldn't go to St. Lucia at 22. I should put it in my Roth IRA. My problem is the practicality of it. Is it I know that we all have a cost value of money, right? Because I've done very well.
It comes back to your values, your goals. I think this exercise will help you a lot, because if you think about, okay, now that we've identified what's your priority, now you have to make sure everything else lines up with that. Okay, so let's say that your business, because maybe that's going to be a lot of the people in our audience, mm-hmm. That's a priority. So let's say their business is their one thing and that they need to focus on, or maybe finances. Okay, let's say finances is their one thing. Is it more practical for someone who needs to, for finances, your solutions are either cut costs or increase income, right?
Right.
What is easier to do?
Cut costs, for sure.
I would disagree. I would say
I'm a total cut cost person, and I get it because every business coach I've ever worked with, you talk to Grant, you talk to my business, they're like, no, increase revenue.
Yeah.
Increase revenue. I'm like, oh no, like I want to fire that person, get them out of here, and I'll just do that job myself.
Because here's the deal. Let's say you can hire a maid for like in a personal assistant for $15 to $20 an hour.
Right.
Without getting too personal, let's just say someone is making $120,000 a year selling real estate, because we're talking mega moms, right?
Right.
And so their average income per month or per hour is more like $40 or $50 an hour. So they are sabotaging themselves by doing a $15 an hour job.
Totally.
That makes sense. There's $35 difference there.
Oh, I totally agree with you. I still can't get over it. I don't know why, Jess.
Well, until you get over it, you're gonna have imbalance in your life.
You're totally right. You're totally right. Even my mom's a mega mom. She's a boss bitch lady. She's like an owner of like a mega insurance firm. God, just hire yourself a maid.
Yes.
I'm like, you made me like this. But we had a maid growing up. I don't know, Jess. I don't know why.
You just don't want to do it. Huh? Well, can you clean the house for her, Shane?
Shane, will you clean the house for mommy? No. He said no.
No.
Fine. No more lollipops for you.
Yeah. And we're live on Instagram now too. So.
I'll be really cut. I'll be right there. I'm almost done.
Well, I'll be interested to hear what you
very
think.
honest. By the way, never mind.
I'll be interested to hear what you think when you do go through the course. I want to hear your feedback and what, kind of what ahas you had.
For entertainment purposes, maybe I'll like make a video diary of it and put it into the Mega Mom.
Do it. That'd be awesome.
Everyone thinks I'm absurd. So, well, not absurd, like totally rallied around me, but that actually sounds like they'd be really interesting. Well,
I think a lot of them can relate. I think it's the difference between, it's the higher level thinking of I can delegate this. I don't have to be in control of everything, and for you especially, what'd you say, Inman?
Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, your Inman 2017 runner-up for most innovative agent. So you may think this lady does not have her shit together and like this is just absurd to like listen to some like cockadoo lady on Mega Moms. No. Like I'm an actual person. I've accomplished amazing things evidently.
She really has. Yeah, and really, ladies, check out her software, I guess is what you created.
Savvy House Hunting. It is a virtual software. And here's the thing. So I created this as a mom, right? Like I had all these conflicts. Evidently I don't want to hire out or outsource anything. So I started to virtual house hunt with my clients during the week. So that way I could be home with my family on the weekend. Obviously, if you get enough transactions, you're gonna hit a tipping point where that doesn't even matter, right? You're just gonna be out all the time. But it's a great way to hedge yourself. It's a great value proposition for your clients. People don't want to see houses that don't fit their needs anymore. Redfin confirmed that 1 out of 3 home buyers making offers sight unseen. You're just giving them a better way to do it. So check it out, savvyhousehunting.com/REMM. Right?
Yep, REMM, and then she has like a special deal for our Mega Moms. But
yeah, and believe it or not, if you join the program, someone like me of my caliber of agent will help you in your business.
Well, the thing is, you've proven to be successful in your business, and so now it's like, hey, my businesses are going really well, but my life is falling apart. And that's the transparency that I think is awesome. And I wouldn't say your life is falling apart at all from my perspective.
But here's the thing. We all have good and bad days, right? And what I've found in my life that makes me feel better about my bad days is quite frankly sharing it and knowing that, hopefully anyone who watched my breakdown in Mega Moms like stepped away and was like, okay, yeah. Because in reality, we all do share what we want to be seen on social media. And this is something that they're doing studies on right now and how that affects the human psyche. But sometimes it's just a blank and bad day. And if we don't share those tidbits to people who can relate and rally around us, it's going to get very lonely very quickly. So if you're having a rough day, I would say take it to the Mega Moms community. You had deal fall through. You had, your kids were a disaster screaming. Your kids were on your your video interview, whatever it may be. To me, when I was in that moment, I was like, who can relate to what I'm going through right now? So that's why I was super grateful to have the group, because gosh, it's had like 2,500 views at this point in like 3 days and like 200 comments, and not one person saying, get your shit together, lady, you're a failure of a mom.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying we have all been there, and I'm there right now. And some people posting pictures of their place. So to me, that was very comforting. I'm super grateful to have it.
We have an amazing community. And what I've noticed happening lately in our group is we have some leaders rising up in the group that they're not necessarily on staff, right? With my company, with Real Estate Mega Moms, they're just moms like you and real estate agents in the group that are stepping up, and they're saying, hey, let's put a list together about this, and this would help a new agent, and hey, let's do this. And I just think it's amazing. It's not coming from a place of self-promotion. It's just truly a genuine, I want to help someone else out where I was, or I want to collaborate.
Yeah, totally. It's hard enough to do it on our own. Let's pay it forward and do it together.
Yeah, I love it. And I kind of last thought, I'm a big Rachel Hollis fan. I don't know if you know who she is.
You're saying all these names. I'm like writing them down over here.
Girl, wash your face. In fact, girl, you need to wash your face. Seriously, she's awesome. She's awesome. And she very, very inspiring, very real.
Okay. And my problem with these like real people is that like I watch Gary Vee and it's like hustle, grind. I'm like, no, I have no desire to hustle, grind anymore. I just want to have a peaceful existence in my life.
Yeah, no, she's a mom perspective. Where she's coming from is the people that are down on themselves, or like they have that lie that they tell themselves are not good enough, or not keeping promises to themselves, stuff like that. I mean, she's like, anyway. But she had her stories, yesterday. I'm getting really into Instagram stories lately. And she's like, there is no such thing as a perfect woman. And if they tell you they're perfect, they're lying. So, I mean, it was just like, yeah, you're right. There is no such thing as a perfect life in general. So we need to remember that even if we're, rocking it in one area and we have our leverage goal and we're meeting our goals, we just have to remember life is not perfect.
Yeah. And so,
which makes it beautiful.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if we can't enjoy that, sometimes I feel like we get so caught up in like what the next thing is to accomplish, and we just kind of forget to enjoy where we're at. So I hope that anyone who's watching, and the ladies who have been so supportive for both of us in our careers through this, like not only through real estate, but becoming coaches and bringing out programs or whatever, like just know that we're a safe space. Like if you're having that day, like feel free to message me and say, girl, I'm having that breakdown that you had live in Real Estate Mega Moms. And I'll say, you got this.
Yeah. Because so tell them about your businesses real quick. You have Savvy Homes Portal.
Yes. So Savvy Homes Portal. Shane's going to tell you about my businesses.
Okay. Hi. Savvy Homes Portal.
So Savvy Homes Portal, Savvy House Hunting is the virtual house hunting platform for real estate agents. It allows you to set up private house hunting spaces for you and your clients online. And really, honestly, the whole program is around scaling your business through video, not having the same conversations over and over. We have some really awesome training, and there are some great lead generation magnets. The other program that I recently rolled out earlier this year is called PCS Pay It Forward. And these are for military veterans or military spouses.
Can you do this song for me?
Or military spouse real estate agents. And we had this program here in San Diego that really created my whole pipeline here in San Diego. We were able to help hundreds of military families and grow a very successful and lucrative real estate business as well. And what happened was earlier this year, we actually rolled out the program across the country. We're now in 70 different markets, which means that we've partnered with local real estate agents who have either served or are military spouses. I have a list of bases that are still available. We expect that by the end of the year, we're going to be at full capacity, which means that we have 125 ambassadors serving across the country. No, thank you. Serving across the country, which gives us a 80% view on all military relocations, which is amazing. So not only are our ambassadors able to help the military families in their area, they're also granted back by kind of building that relationship with families before they get to their area.
So she has 2 super successful businesses designed to help other real estate agents. And Lauren has her own, she had a team which was very successful, and now she's restructured her business, her real estate business, to be more selective with who she wants to work with, because she has kind of revamped that.
And I have 3 boys under the age of 7. This is Shane, he's 3, and usually he's in school right now. And he's showing you his butt, but you can't see because under the table.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Jeff.
Well, that's okay.
Appreciate it. Here's the thing. If never mind. Did anyone ever see that video of the gentleman who was on CNN and like all of a sudden the baby walking through?
Yeah.
Like that's the moment we're in right now.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Well, that is all we have time for, ladies. And I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation me and Lauren had. We love doing live together. We've never met in person. She's from San Diego. I'm in Kansas, but we're friends. Like we talk on the phone, we message each other. Hey, what do you think about this? So I mean, I really appreciate you and your friendship, Lauren. And
such a good support system for everyone. Okay, guys, let me know if you have any questions for me.
Bye. Bye, Megan Moms.